Hey folks, this is just a follow-up video from when I was talking about data centers here in Ireland the other day, and it made me go onto the ESB website where I discovered that the a document for Ireland's blackouts, and which is called load shedding, well, which is what they're calling load shedding, but they've discovered, well, they say they've discovered that there's going to be a potential electricity security risk supply identified for Ireland for the period up to including winter 2025 and 2026. Now, the ESB distribution system operator are the ones, and the TSO, which is the transmission system operator, are the ones who are responsible for the load shedding and where the load shedding is going to happen in the country. But they're also making an exemption policy to ensure that customers are exempt from load shedding. Um, and I believe them customers are going to be those of the data centers and I hope hospitals. Um, but the implementation of load shedding will be maintained by the TSO and DSO as appropriate. In the event of sudden loss of generation or other incidents of the power systems leading to requirement for manual load shedding. So they'll pick and choose where it gets our power, where we put our power. The TSO from the NCC, which is the National Control Centre, shall directly communicate the load shedding request or instructions to the NDCC, which is the National Distribution Control Centre, in accordance with agreed procedures. The NDCC will undertake switching of the distribution network via SCADA, which is the Supervisor Control and Data Acquisition System for load shedding. NDCC will maintain plans for implementation of emergency load shedding. Plan rota load shedding, so we don't go too mad if we're left without the power for too long. They'll leave it for certain people, and they'll change it over to a different town or county. Plan rota load shedding, customer demand reduction, coordination with the TSO and requirements. Plan will be established taking due regard for exempt customer policy, which will be the data centres. We all know it's going to be the data centres. Power system requirements, geographical dispersal, and the speed of implementation. Now, the Irish electricity system is part of this SEM, which is the single electricity market, and SEM is also connected to the electricity system in Great Britain, through the HVDC interconnects, but it's also being interconnected with France as well. So if we're going to be seeing these electricity cutouts, I'm sure England and France will be seeing them too. Um, so my advice is now to start organising, so you be self-prepared. You'll be able to sustain the family when there's blackouts, because they're, according to this document, they're coming from the winter of 2025, folks.